Well, hey there. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Justin, and today I want to do a little bit different of a video, something that I had experienced just the other day. I didn't video it, but I want to talk about it with you guys today. And yeah, we'll just kind of get right into it. So, we're going to talk about my Milwaukee M18 top handled chainsaw. Now, I've owned this saw a little over a year now, and honestly, I really like this saw a lot. I have no complaints at all of this saw. Um, I guess if I had to say anything, it's just a tad bit heavy, but I can tell you, growing up in the different industries and stuff, usually when something has a little bit of weight to it, you kind of know it's got some good quality behind it. So coming up in the video, so this just all makes sense to everybody. The saw is not able to make a complete cut through the wood with any kind of pressure being pushed down on the saw, which is not a normal thing. If you go through YouTube and look at different videos of people that have made of this saw, you can see, people have really pushed hard down on it, and it's quite a beast going through the wood. And mine, obviously, as you'll see here, it's not the case. So I just wanted to kind of put this little clip in here just so this whole video kind of makes sense to everybody. And yeah. A little rainy out here. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm going to be running the Forge 12.0 battery, getting the maximum power. We're going to cut on a piece of white ash. That's actually what I was working on yesterday. So my plan here is to demonstrate you guys what was happening to me. So pay attention to the saw. Okay, you see that? Now I'm barely pushing. Now I'm gonna really push on it. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. All right. Now you might ask, well, maybe your chain's too tight. Well, the rule of thumb is you should be able to pull it out and see, right? I don't think it's too tight. Let's take the battery out of it real quick. We'll take the brake off. I mean, it's a little stout. So would you argue and say maybe it's too tight? Should I loosen it up? I mean, I really don't think it's, I mean, I'm barely pulling. I can pull those clear. I mean, I'm really pulling now. So I wouldn't say that the chain's too tight. Again, this is white ash, hardwood. This time I'll full speed it and see if we can get through it. Now I've already cut a good, almost, well, a little bit more than a quarter through. Now I have personally seen videos of people take this saw and just hog it right into something, like the entire bar. So I know that it's not the saw. Is it the battery? I don't know. Let's try a different battery. I'll go get a different battery. So I got a Forge 6.0. Basically half the size, right? Put that under there so it kind of stays somewhat dry. Let's try this battery. Now again, I've already cut more than half of this off, so I'm going to finish it off and we'll start fresh. So that cut good, right? Now again, since I have sharpened this chain, I took an entire tree down with the saw, and I'm obviously doing what we're doing now. I have not touched the, I've not sharpened the chain. So let's try it again. Okay. So the question is, why is it doing this? Let's go back inside where it's dry. Okay, so some people would, possibly suggest or say, well, the chain is junk. Just replace the chain. And I'm not against that. I'm not. But if you look right where the edge of my fingernail is, that's your guideline, which is basically that's the end of the tooth. I have so much tooth left on all of these. Plenty of life left on this chain. And so, you know, my question is, why would I throw this chain away? This chain is only, it's probably half gone, I guess. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back through, even though these teeth are sharp. There's nothing wrong with these teeth. They're sharp. I'm going to go through and I'm going to take a little bit more off of the tooth, but I'm not going to touch the depth gauges. I'm going to set you guys up on the tripod. Probably just do a quick time lapse. I'm just going to go through. I'm going to hit all these teeth. My specs for the tooth, these were sharpened at a 60-degree tilt, 30-degree angle, and then that's it. I have since read that this is so with this grinder, you don't actually get this table. This is an upgraded version, but this unit tilts 10 degrees either way. I have read that supposedly this chain has a 10-degree tilt. I don't know. There's some people out there that say it doesn't matter. There's some people that say it does matter. I don't know. I don't really care. The thing is this thing is hooked to my body when I'm in a tree, just trimming limbs. Okay, I'm not falling 3-foot in diameter logs with this thing. Okay, it's a top-handled saw. All right, so we're gonna hit these teeth real quick. We'll go back out and we'll see if it keeps doing that. And if it keeps doing that, then I'm gonna take this chain off and we're gonna put that chain on, which is brand new, never been used, and we're gonna see if it does it. If it still does it, well, then we'll have to just keep investigating and see. But I am pretty certain that it's right here. This is our problem. Operator error. So stay tuned. I'll get that. I'm going to hit those teeth back a little bit, and then we'll go try it again. Some of you might say, oh, 60 degrees, you should be set at 55. And okay, I've sharpened at 55. Is 5 degrees, like, is that going to be the reason why that saw did what it did out there? I personally don't think so. I think this head tilt has to do with how sharp the corner of the tooth is. So running a 60 is actually going to make this chain be sharper longer, because it's not going to be as sharp if I set it on a 55. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. 30-degree. Now, as far as how much I'm going to take off, I don't know. Let's try it right there. All right, I guess my GoPro battery died. Figures. So just to show you guys, you know, tooth is pretty sharp, and I did take quite a bit off. I'm not an expert video guy, so apologies for that. Let me get you set up on my other base there. We'll put this chain back on, and then we'll go back out and try it again. Clean the bar real quick. Again, I'm assuming, you know, these are the things that you normally would do, you know, when you go to replace a chain or take your chain off. I mean, this is what I do. Make sure you put your chain on right. So just so this makes sense to everybody, the reason why I went back through and resharpened the chain, because I had originally had taken way too much off on the depth gauges. Let me get the tripod going here, and we'll go back outside and try it again. Also too, guys, I just barely touched that chain, and look. All right, it's raining pretty good, but I'm gonna put the battery back in. Brake is on. We're gonna try it again. We've still got our cut here. I'm just gonna go right next to it, fresh cut. Now, you guys are looking at me. I'm not a big guy, okay? I am not pushing on this saw. Am I assisting it? Yes. Am I putting all my weight on it? No. Now, you don't ever want to be handling a saw with one hand. I did that for demonstration purposes to show us that this is still not right. Now the idea behind the dogs is I should be able to dig the dogs in and power this saw through. Alright, let's go back inside. Okay, so obviously the tooth to raker depth gauge is still not right because it's we're shutting down the motor, okay? So just to kind of rule things out, I'm going to put this brand new chain on. We're gonna walk outside, we're gonna set you guys up, we'll try and make it cut. There's gonna be no edits in this. You're gonna get to see right from here, right to the wood pile, okay? I mean, and again, we got some pretty good shavings there. You know, it's not a powder. I mean, it's obviously cutting good. I mean, we could clearly see that. Now, like I've said, I've seen guys I'm sure much stronger than me, putting down much more pressure than I was, and not even bogging the saw out, using the same exact battery. And again, I'm using the Forge 12.0, biggest battery Milwaukee makes. I think when people get chains like this is where frustration sets in. You just got to keep chasing the loops in the chain, that's all. Sooner or later it'll pop itself. You'll get it, you'll have it. Sometimes you got to pull it weird ways. Basically just keep chasing the loops, working around the chain. I like to do it on a bench, just adds an extra set of hands basically. Yeah, see. All right, again, let's just make sure we're putting our, and it doesn't matter what way your bar goes on. In fact, I flip my bars every time I, do a sharpening or a chain switch. Just keep even wear. Okay. Again, lifting the bar up, tightening the slack. Now this is a brand new chain, and so this is going to stretch a little bit, but we're still going to go by our theory here. Just a little bit more. Yep. All right. Definitely raining out. We need it though. Need that grass to grow. All right, here we go. So again, brand new chain. You watch me just put it on. Got good tension. Same battery. I'm going to not go into our cut. I'm going to start new. So again, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this saw. I have full bars. Also too, I'm left-handed and I'm running the saw right-handed. I'm going to, just a demonstration purpose, I'm going to just hover my hand here just in case for kickback. But I'm going to try and do this with one hand. inside. Okay, so as you can see how much our chain has already stretched. So the moral of the story, though, is that I am not pushing hard at all on this saw, and it's still stalling out. And I don't understand why. This chain obviously cuts way better than this one. And they're the same chain. They're both Oregon chains. This one, obviously, I took the depth gauges, you know, down way too much. So to compensate that, I just got to take more of the tooth off to bring them back to balance. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know if it's the battery. I mean, we tried the other battery. This morning I got on YouTube, had my coffee, and I spent a good hour searching to see if I could find a video that someone had made that was having the same exact, issues. I don't know. I'm gonna try and investigate into it a little bit more. Going forward, like I said in the beginning, I have nothing against this saw. If anything, it's a tad heavy, but I have already explained good quality comes with a little bit of weight. There's just no way around it. With a 12-volt battery full of oil, 14-inch bar, I mean it's got some weight to it. All right, so I'm getting ready to edit this video, and I was sitting here and I thought, well, you know, for the sake of the argument, let's just try one more thing. So as I have showed earlier in the video here, I always lift the bar before I tighten the nut. So I'm going to back it off, and I'm going to let the bar drop like what it just did. I'm just going to drop it right down. I'm going to leave it just like that, not lift up like I normally do. Tighten it up. I've already nicked my finger once. Check it. Now there should be a resistance because this is a direct drive motor in here. There's no clutch. Like on a gas-powered chainsaw, it's a clutch system. This thing is, because it's battery powered, it's just a direct drive. In other words, there's no need for a clutch. It's battery powered. Let's head outside. It's actually stopped raining. The sun's starting to peek out, and we'll just see if this makes any difference or not. All right, again, same battery. 12.0. 4 bars. Same chain that we just had on there. I've done nothing to it. What I want to do is actually move this log so I can get right down through there. Make myself some room here. I mean, I really pushed on it. I mean, it's definitely cutting, but again, this is ash. This is a piece of beach right here. Not running into the dirt. thing is like, still though, I'm not pushing that hard. I'm barely pushing. I'm just rotating the saw over. Like, I'm not even pushing down. I'm literally using the dogs into the wood. That's what they're designed for. See? And furthermore, I'm not even cutting the whole entire piece of wood. Yeah, I don't know. I think this thing is junk. I think it's on its way out, because I have seen videos of people practically sitting on this saw, you know, really pushing down, and it's not doing what mine is. I haven't even really used this thing neither. Very, very little. So I don't know. I really don't know. We're down to 3 bars now. But yeah, anyway, you know, I'm not making a video to complain, you know, or anything like that. I just wanted to show what's going on with my saw. Again, this is a brand new chain. You watched me take it out of the box. We've installed it. I've done nothing. I've pulled the bar up. I've let it go down. I'm going to reach out to Milwaukee and see what they say. I obviously have this video. I could send this video to them and then just kind of go from there. If you made it to this point in the video, I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch. And I will probably do an updated video on this if I end up finding out anything. And we'll go kind of take it from there. But yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. All right, I have lost the audio for this last clip. But as I had stated in the video, I was going to put a call out to Milwaukee just to find out if they have had any of this kind of scenario come up before, and I guess it's a pretty common thing. And in fact, my saw is under recall. And so the technician that I was talking to directed me to the website here, Milwaukee.com, and then based off of my serial number, I have the recall, which is an electronic failure. So that's why the saw is stalling with, you know, basically no load. I guess it's, like I said, it's a pretty common thing, and I have not seen any YouTube videos like this out yet, so I hope that this helps somebody. If you own a saw like this, you can go on the website there, put in your serial number, and then it'll tell you if you're, you know, eligible for the recall or not. Anyway, I'm glad that we kind of got this figured out, and I'll be sending my saw out to either A, get it replaced, or B, get a new one, and then I will make an update video once I get that back. I don't know how long it's going to take. He didn't tell me. We'll just have to play it by ear. Anyhow, if you've made it to this point in the video, I really do appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one.